Resident Evil.
You're all going to die down here.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hump Day Show.
Halloween!
The three-way podcast special show. It's Halloween. So, of course, we're going to try to keep the topic on something scary for you guys, like my face. Fuck you. But anyway, let's go ahead and begin. So, as we all know, we're very hardcore gamers. We each have our own genre that we like. But we have all played video games. We've all played scary video games. And so we each have our top three. So as the same as last week, we're going to discuss our top 3 scary video games. Ooh. Y'all recognize that one? It's from Resident Evil 1. Anyway, moving forward. So we have our top 3, so we're gonna go ahead and run through those. Who wants to be first? Who wants to go first?
Are we doing all our 3, or are we going like 3, 2, 1, everybody? How?
I mean, I would say 3, 3, 3, and 2, 2, 2.
Okay.
And then 1, 1, 1.
Okay.
Now I have a whole bunch of scary games that I'm really into. But we're gonna regard it just to the top 3 to keep this at the minimum. So let's go ahead and start with Elias. Elias, what is your 3rd scariest game that you've ever played?
Third scariest game I ever played.
In your 50 years of being alive?
Yes. Because he's an old man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take that off. Put it on! Put it back on!
Man, I don't know. I'm on the spot now. I forgot.
You forgot?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with what started it off for me when it came to scary video games. I grew up, as you guys did, playing, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox.
Hey man, don't give out our age, all right? Don't give out our age.
And the first game that ever really freaked me the hell out was Resident Evil.
Yes, sir.
On the PlayStation. I was young.
Resident Evil 1?
Resident Evil 1.
Yeah, let's be specific on the numbers.
Yeah, let's be specific on the numbers.
Resident Evil on PlayStation.
That's one of my
Resident
favorite
Evil
scary
1.
movie games of all time, too.
Yeah, I, obviously didn't own a PlayStation when I was that young, but my uncle did. And that's one game he got.
Our uncles did.
Yeah. And
shout out to Tio Luis and Tio Lito.
yeah, and I see them playing this game, and I'm just like, what the hell?
And they're playing, and they're assholes. This is back in like 1998. They're assholes. They have the windows closed, so it's dark as fuck in that goddamn room. And like back then, they didn't have like the 40-inch screens that we have now. They had like a TV, a square TV, and then
TV.
and you saw all the cables from all the gaming systems all over the floor. And then of course they had their PlayStation going.
Yeah, so I see this game, and immediately you're taken by it. You're
Yeah.
like, what is this? This is totally different than anything else.
Yeah.
And this survival horror genre is born. And it is...
And it's what started it all. It's what started it all. It's the main game that started the scary game genre. For its time, it was way ahead of its time.
Way ahead.
Way ahead.
And no one could really... I've never been scared by a game like that before, but this one did it. And
the remake was good too. The way they remastered it, it was great too.
Yeah,
for
the GameCube, also one of my favorite versions. Remastered, redone, really good on the GameCube. Both, just one of my favorite scary games of all time. It freaked me out. I couldn't really play it by myself. I had to have somebody there to play with me because I just couldn't do it by myself.
I started off by myself, but then because I started playing it for the GameCube version. I already knew about it. I had just never played it because I thought it was too scary. And, my friends would tell me, oh, no, you got to turn off the light. And back then, because of my religion, I didn't have a TV. So my sister had bought me like a little screen, like a little small screen for my GameCube. So I used to play it there. And, man, it used to scare the crap out of me. So that is a good choice.
Yeah, I played the director's cut, which, the original came out in 96.
Oh, yeah, the director's cut.
But the director's cut came out next year on 97. A little bit of a different version. The directors basically put some favorite things that were left out. But, man, classic.
Yeah, classic,
started
classic.
horror genre. Basically, all the games we're gonna talk about going forward in this episode were basically inspired by Resident Evil. Capcom did a great job by it, and it's it's helped me with scary things. Like before, I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, I had nightmares when
Resident Evil helped me get down with that. So it's in my top 3. It's my
I still have the GameCube version.
I mean, my top 3 is kind of like mixed because this game could easily be number one. But
I get your point.
I'm leaving it at 3.
That's why I wanted to do 5 because I don't have it in my top 1, 2, and 3. But it's in the top 5.
Yeah, no, we're doing top 3 because of time constraints. So.
Yeah.
What's your number 3?
For my number 3, it's a game called The Evil Within. The Evil Within was crazy good and crazy scary.
Really like psychological
and crazy
horror.
trippy.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite games. So I would be playing it, and my friend even got nightmares. I was super scared when I started playing it, and like. It made me drop the control once or twice because they have like this evil bitch in that game with that looks like that for that movie, the one with the hair.
Yeah, the
Grudge. For the one from The Grudge.
Yeah.
But this bitch has like spider arm legs, and she does not stop chasing you throughout the whole fucking game, and she pops up out of nowhere, like when you least expect it. Such a great game, such a great thriller. My number 3. All time of scary.
Actually, I think the director of the original Resident Evil is the same director of Evil Within. So a lot of inspiration coming from Resident Evil, and that's why Resident Evil holds up. I mean, I'm sorry, Evil Within holds up.
Yeah, I haven't played the second one yet, simply because I'm waiting for the price to go down. And it gives me and the thing.
It's been down. It's like $20.
It needs to get down to 10. I'm a cheapo right now.
Yeah, I heard. Evil Within 2 is not as great as 1.
Evil Within 2, it was good, but the thing about that one is that the director from Evil Within 1 wasn't directing. It was another person, but he was like producer though. He was like right there.
Well, I mean, the Evil Within 1 was scary, well thought out. It was just. You wanted to play more,
but you're scared.
Yeah, scared. It was really good.
You want to keep going, but you're like, oh fuck.
It's very rare for me to be like, fuck, what's gonna around the corner, and then for me to take my time and look around the corner. Like, it was a very, very good game.
Your number 3, Elias. You got it.
I'm gonna start off with my number 3. This is not like a top 3 for me. It's just like since we're doing 3, I guess my number 3 would be Resident Evil 2. Because I think for me, the original Resident Evil 2 on PS1.
Oh, so good.
It was so freaking good. And for me, like being like with 2 discs and be like, what? You can play 2 different characters and to have 2 different like storylines of how it goes. Like
2 kind of took everything that 1 had and just made it better.
It made it so much better.
Now, I think for me personally, I feel like 1 was scary.
Yeah,
like,
1 was scarier to me.
As an overall game, I think 2 is better.
Yeah, overall. We're talking about back then, the graphics.
Not only graphics, but scary-wise, I still feel like that 1 scared me more.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, but for me, I mean, I did play 1 as well. I mean, that was the first one I played. And I also played the director's cut. And I loved it. But for me, 2 just had the better storyline. It had the more engaging characters.
Yeah, that's like true. Leon. Oh, I love Leon.
Yeah.
Claire. Oh.
I can't wait for the new version.
I cannot wait.
I cannot wait.
And then there's the remake coming out next year.
I like Leon better than Chris Redfield as a character, and Claire.
No, hell no.
Yes.
Chris Redfield, my man.
I don't like what they did with Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 7.
In Resident Evil
he looks
5 and 7,
weird.
he looks weird.
Like in 5, he looked all buffed. In 6, he looked, I don't know. It was
and both, he was hitting a rock at the end.
Yeah, you hit a rock in order to move it around.
I was like, okay, motherfucker, I thought we were human.
But anyways, Resident Evil 2, its storyline was so good. The way he introduced the characters, like with the cinematic beginning and then the car crash.
Yeah.
And then you like either walk into the gun shop.
Yeah.
Or,
2 was so great.
2 was so
good.
But yeah, like that whole storyline and just like the liquors, The fucking what's his
The
name?
lickers were great,
What was
man.
he? With the name of the other?
Oh, you're talking about the guy that chases him
in the second half, yeah, in the other half.
What's his?
I forgot his name.
Nemesis?
But
No.
it's
No,
not
not Nemesis. That's number 3. Number 2 is the other one.
Yeah, but anyways,
it was good. It was good.
It was so good, and like I beat that. I love killing that stupid alligator in that tunnel with the machine gun I had. Like the train, like the countdown, because everything was gonna like be destroyed, so you had to hurry to the train.
Yeah,
like, it was so intense, and like I don't know, I love
inspired by
I
Metroid.
love that game.
It wasn't
Super Metroid.
It was inspired by Super Metroid. It was
Well, not the whole game,
not
but
the
that
whole
one
game, but
sequence.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hop on to our number
2.
Number 2. So what's your number 2?
Okay, so number 2, I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 7. A lot of Resident Evil in this. Evil Within, Resident Evil inspired, but Resident Evil 7, with the VR.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, they in mind had that. Like, yeah, we're gonna make this for VR too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously I know they developed it with that in mind, and they also developed it. Well, people without VRs are also gonna play this. But man, playing it in VR, and that being my first VR purchase, like I bought the VR for Resident Evil 7.
You kind of ruined this for me, but whatever.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Well, I'm just going through the VR perspective. You can give another perspective,
okay.
but
no, I played a little bit when you showed me. When I first went to your house and you showed me, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it's.
And that bitch comes out like.
Yeah, no, it. When it comes to video games, you cannot get more immersed than Resident Evil 7 in VR. Like it tripped me the fuck
legit.
out. It's hard to play it. That's how scary it is. It's literally difficult to go into the next room. It's literally you know where you gotta
like
go.
Resident Evil 1 because you're like. Oh.
Yeah, and they brought back that inspiration after failing big time with 5 and 6. With Resident Evil fans, they went back to that core with Resident Evil 7.
well, 5 wasn't complete ass trash, but it was getting there.
It was getting there. 6 just.
6 was just
Six was
fucking
horrible.
garbage,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And they know, and Capcom, I mean, Capcom has taken some dumb turns in their franchises. It seems like now they're going back to the roots of all their franchises. It shows with Mega Man, the recent
Hell
release.
yeah, man! I can't wait to play that, man.
It
You haven't played it? I've seen videos on it. It looks good.
It shows with what they're doing with Resident Evil. It shows with what they're doing with well, you could just go down the list on all their releases, but Resident Evil,
Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter, great release. Street Fighter, I hear they're fixing that. So yeah, just Capcom is just doing such a good job going back to the roots with the franchise.
Just fixing everything.
And Resident Evil 7 was
one of them.
Was one of them. I'll let you go.
Okay,
with
my
the rest
number
of it.
two. My number 2, and I love this game. I'm so sad that they're not gonna continue it. But my second scariest game was Dead Space.
The original one?
The original one.
Yeah.
Dead Space. I was like 19. No, I was older. I was 20. And I would come home from school from college, and I would hop on this motherfucker. The lights would be off. I had my TV hanging in my room, so man, that game was one of the most scariest games I ever played. I remember from the
Released
very
in
beginning.
2011, so
I was 21.
Yeah, 2011.
Was I 21?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Not 2011, 2008. I'm sorry.
Oh, so I was younger.
We were like 20, yeah.
No, yeah, I was 20. I was 20. So yeah, it was crazy. I fell in love with that game. The way the battle sequences, the monsters, the story itself with Isaac, the way he mentally strives to think, it was so amazing, so good. Just blew me away, man. And I had to finish that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, like I dropped my. It really, once you know the game and you know where everything's at, it takes you about a good, I would say 24 hours.
That's a meaty sized game.
Yeah, and that's with doing everything. If you just like chill and take your time, it's longer.
Oh, okay.
But it's scary.
Yeah, I've never played the original.
So
Dead
good,
Space.
the first one. The second one was okay. The third
They
one
went
was a
more towards
letdown.
action.
Yeah.
With the second,
And they're not gonna make it anymore. They already said they're not making it anymore.
Well, I think what a lot of people are doing with their franchises is letting them cool off and build that anticipation. So when they do come out with that new one, that anticipation.
I hope so, because Dead Space was such a good story, and it didn't have an ending.
They need to bring it back to that core.
Yeah, man, because it was scary as fuck.
You know,
man.
it's EA. It's Visceral Games made it, which is owned by EA, so it's an EA game.
For me, Dead Space was super, super good. For me, it wasn't scary. It was more like, I don't know, more like adventure type. Because the fucking like monsters, or whatever, they were trying to attack you. Like you had to cut off their limbs, and it was so funny. They were like,
oh yeah,
right? And then you had that little like that gun that like cuts off their
cuts them in legs, and
and like you also had the ability like to freeze them, and like they would just like.
No, but a couple of seconds.
And then you just like.
But it only did it for a couple of monsters. If it was the big ones, you couldn't do shit.
No, I know you couldn't do anything with the big ones. It was like the boss level ones. But like for me, I mean, I played 1, I played 2. I didn't finish 3. Bitch.
3 is not that good. They left an opening.
The only reason I played 3 was because we were supposed to co-op that. But
I can still got my PS3. We can still fucking.
I mean, I don't know why he got
your PS3.
He had me on Xbox. We could have played, but he didn't.
I have it on Xbox too.
I didn't download it on Xbox.
Well, anyways, Dead Space for sure. Hopefully it comes back to that series is really, really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
What's your third one?
No,
second one.
My second scariest game, I think. I was debating like how to like present them, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Alien Isolation, which is like.
I heard a lot of good things about that
Alien
game.
Isolation is basically the story of what's her name? Something Ripley. The daughter.
Yeah, the daughter of Ripley. She goes looking for her.
Yeah, her daughter is like looking for the mommy, and Ellen Ripley. Anyways, you're looking for your mom, and you're basically going through the ship that she was on in the first movie. I forgot the name of the ship, and like, of course, she finds the alien, and like, you don't have any power against that alien. Like that alien will fuck you up if it sees you.
Oh my god.
So your best defense is to hide, to sneak around, to like distract the alien with whoever else, like an NPC, like walking around, like trying to hunt you down too. Because they also have like these like robot things, like not hunting you down, but they're there to like protect the ship or whatever. Anyways. That game, the atmosphere at the time that it came out in 2014, like the level of like the detail they put into the game. I think it's Sega, isn't it? Yeah, it's Sega. Like it was so good. Like even like the beginning of the game, like just starting up the game, it looks like you're starting up a VHS movie. Like they put that level of detail into this game. It's so good, and the detail of the alien is amazing. You can walk around, and then of course like playing the game, and you have that radar that's supposed to tell you like where it's coming from, where is it at, like that it pings it, but you can't have it out too long because then like the alien will hear the ping and it'll find you. Like it's really intense. It's so much fun, and I don't know, that's one of my favorite right there.
Oh man, yeah, I heard that
you only get a weapon at the end. That's what I.
No, you get a weapon like throughout the game. You get handguns, flamethrowers, and stuff like that. But really, it doesn't kill the alien. All it does is like distract it or like holds it back for a second. Especially the fire. The fire will just hold it back, but you can't kill the alien.
Yeah, and see, man, that sounds like something that will freak me out. It's a like ever-present enemy that you can't kill,
and then you don't know where the fuck it is because there's ventilations it can go through. There's doors that it can come through. It can come from underneath. Like your ass is always using that radar detector from the movies, and like you can't even have that out too long because they'll hear it. Like and also they had like implemented for the Xbox version where if you have a Kinect, RIP, like it tracks your head, and like you can like. And then also if you had your headphones connected, like if you talk into it, it'll hear you. So like you had to be like whispering like, where the fuck is it? Oh, shit.
No way.
Yeah.
So if you scream,
it'll hear you.
Oh my god, that is
cool.
Crazy. Okay, I might have to get an original Xbox just to play Alien Isolation.
So what's your first one? Your number one.
Okay, number one. Basically, there's this developer, or his name is Hideo Kojima, and this guy.
No, you did not.
This guy.
For real?
went out with Konami. Konami has this property,
Continue.
and they made this. They made this teaser. It's not even a complete game.
I hate you right now.
It's called PT.
Yeah, I was gonna put that as my number one.
Oh, that's your number one?
Oh my god.
God damn
This
it.
fool ruined everything.
PT. Basically, what led to the inspiration of Resident Evil 7.
That's how good it fucking is.
Led to the inspiration of Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 So, PT was a teaser for Silent Hill.
Hills.
It's a demo. And it holds up by itself. It's a fucking... Konami released it.
You can't get it anymore.
You can't... It's not downloadable anymore because they cut the game when
Go ahead, explain to me because I never played it.
Okay, so... Konami... with Hideo Kojima, who was developing it, they released this teaser, and they announced it during E3. They're like, "Oh, PT is out. It's playable now," and that's all they said. People started getting through it. PT. It's like you're in a house. You wake up in a house. You don't know what the hell is going on. It's fucking scary. And you're going in a loop in the house, but every time you loop in the house, something changes. Something's different. Something else is popping out. Fucking scary. I was freaking out. Every time you turn a corner in that fucking house, a phone rings. Someone's busting, it's just fucking freaky. You get through it, and what do you find in the end? A cutscene. And what does it show? Fucking Norman Reedus is an actor.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And boom, Silent Hill. What the fuck?
Silent Hills.
So, they didn't announce it.
They never made it.
They never made it because they fired him.
Yeah, because they fired Hideo Kojima, who was the one developing it. Because it's a whole story.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, Metal Gear problems. Konami didn't want to spend so much money. Hideo Kojima is an artist.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the money. He wants to make the best stuff available.
Yeah.
And Konami's just like trying to get out of that space because Konami not only develops games, actually they make most of their money from electronics that they sell in Japan. Pinka machines. What are those things called?
Yeah.
Pinko.
I don't know what it's called, but they also have Yu-Gi-Oh! Shouts out to my guys.
Yeah, so Konami's last worry is spending millions of dollars in developing Metal Gear games and Silent Hills games. So and then they had a problem with Hideo Kojima. Like Hideo Kojima had a lot of power, I think, and the execs and Konami didn't like that, and that caused the whole problem. And basically, he left. And it wasn't a pretty, Konami didn't handle it well. They fired him when Hideo Kojima is one of the most respected developers in the industry. So now he's making, what's it called?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding for PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
I love that he was doing PT. He had Norman Reedus as the lead character in Silent Hills. He had Guillermo del Toro directing, helping him develop this new version of Silent Hills. And
you could just tell. I mean,
it just the trailer alone, like the playable trailer is what they called it. Like
PT,
it was so good.
So good.
It had I don't want to say it had multiple endings, but it had multiple things that you had to do to get the ending. Like it was kind of like a puzzle to solve to get through.
A lot of puzzles.
But honestly, every time you went through this room, it's this corridor, you go down this one hall, you go down one more hall, you go through a door, you go downstairs, and you're back in the same hall from the beginning. And it just looped around, but it was never the same. Everything changed, and then it was one point where you're running nonstop, around different corners.
Yeah.
And the scenery changed. Not the scenery, but the lighting changed. It turned red.
Yeah,
and that shit
blood
was
red.
freaky as hell. You see noises.
You can literally finish it crying. In an hour.
You can finish it real quick.
Yeah, if you know each puzzle,
what to do.
But man, it just freaks you the fuck out to think that Hideo Kojima did this in a fucking house, in a 4-hallway house.
Yeah.
Imagine what he could have done
with
a full game.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to think what PT could have been.
You
it probably could have been known around the industry, Silent Hills, if it would have been the scariest movie ever. I mean, scariest game ever fucking made of all time.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro is really creative in terms of the horror franchise.
He's a movie director.
Yeah, he's a movie director.
He did
He did Hellboy.
Hellboy, Hellboy.
But he also did some other one before that, Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth, yeah.
And yeah, he's super creative. Both of them are like in their industries, like the most, one of the most creative people.
Yeah,
in those
right.
industries.
Yeah. So for them to team up and
teaming up, done like to do PT,
Super trippy,
just to
man.
have like a little trailer, just to have you like see what they were gonna do. It was amazing. I mean, you can go on YouTube and watch like trailers of the game.
Yeah, it's no longer able to be downloaded.
You can't download it anymore, but you can go watch like YouTube videos of the game itself. Watch like trailers of the game, like after it was announced. Like that shit looks freaky.
And it's cool because it wasn't the Konami announcing it. It wasn't like, oh, our new site. No, the community, the internet was letting you know, oh shit, this is a Silent Hills game.
Yeah.
And it has Norman Reedus fucking as an actor in this shit. Like, it wasn't like Hideo Kojima coming out. It was people playing the fucking game and posting it, and the internet going fucking crazy. That was another cool aspect of it. Was that it wasn't like
The Walking Dead and all that shit. That's when The Walking Dead was really.
And Norman Reedus, like you see Norman Reedus in this fucking Silent Hills game trailer, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
That guy from Blade.
And everybody was like, we cannot wait.
Blade 2, right?
Yeah, he's a guy that betrays him.
And basically, Capcom saw how PT was taken and basically made their own Resident Evil.
And it brings
about
up
it.
So that conversation to PT that Capcom saw brings me to my number one.
Did you have? I know that Resident PT's your favorite. You got anything else more to say about it?
No, I mean, you put it on there. I mean, the game is amazing. Go play it.
Have you never tried it?
I've never played it.
Do you gotta go? I got it. Like I saved it on my hard drive, so no matter, cause I switched my PlayStation like one time since, and it's not in the store anymore. You can't download PT.
Nah, but then it's gonna want me wanting more, and that's why I don't want to play.
But it's good enough.
I'll watch the YouTube.
It's my number one, so it's good enough.
Well,
there's enough things
my
there to make it your
number
number
one
one.
was taken by Lowe's, and Lowe's hasn't even finished the game, but I have, which is Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 was my number one. And that being said, they came back on fire. They came back like the gameplay was amazing. It was different. It was totally different. It wasn't the whole third person. I mean, it wasn't like the third. What is it?
Third person. First person.
It was first person. First person. And that fucking grandpa looking motherfucker scared the shit out of me.
That was new for them too.
Yeah. No, and then
that's new.
The grandpa was.
It used to be like fixed camera angles.
Yeah.
And then they went to third person. And now they went to first person.
And like when you play on really, really hard.
Resident Evil 4 was a cool mix where it was like not first person, but it was right behind the back.
Resident Evil 4 was so fucking good.
Yeah,
that was the first time.
But it wasn't scary.
That was third person.
But it was action.
And the story was good. Like, of course, playing as the character of Leon S. Kennedy was amazing. I mean, it's one of my favorite characters.
So good.
I still have it on my Xbox.
Even though like actually there's like a bunch of like backstory to Resident Evil 4. Like that's not the original version how it was, like the game that came out like originally
the
like,
demo?
Yeah, the original Resident Evil 4 was like Leon, like he got infected with something and he was like timed like throughout the game to like heal himself, whatever. It's way different. This videos of like examples of what it could have been, but
yeah, but this one here, it brings back the scare that you need when you play scary games. It brings back that threat, that thriller. It was just amazingly good, and I wanted more. And sadly, I didn't get it. I felt like the story was too short.
What? Which one?
On Resident Evil 7. And there weren't even zombies. That's the worst part. They weren't even zombies. These creatures were.
I think by now.
Biohazard.
They probably moved past zombies.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, Umbrella Corp, the whole, making these weird serums and experimentations.
10 out of 10. The IGN dumbass who rated a 7 needs to be slapped in the fucking face for putting that shit. All right? Like, whoever did that is a stupid ass who doesn't know about Resident Evil. This game is legit. I urge all of y'all to buy this game. All the games that we've mentioned, except for PT because it's not available, go out and get it. Like, this Resident Evil 7 was legit scary. The worst part is if you play in the dark and you get high, it's not a good combination.
Wait, what?
Not a good combination. Nah, I didn't play it in VR. I was just playing on control. I
A
don't
little
know.
bit high.
But if you get high, no, and the effects, it leaves you. For me, it left me trippy. Cause I was in my house, and like the living room is kind of, it was a trip, man. It was a trip.
I'm sure it was.
So after that, I stopped getting high, and I just played. I played the game normal.
Don't
Legalize
do
it.
drugs.
Legalize it.
That was just me, but yeah, man, it was such a great game. Brought back that fear. All the characters were good. It just left me wanting more. And now I'm just like the way they did this one. They're gonna do Resident Evil 2. I can't wait for Resident Evil 2 and say that's my number one. I hope it's scary as fuck. I hope that I pee in my pants. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2, I can't wait for. It sucks that it didn't come out during October. That
I
would
know.
have been great.
I thought it was gonna
I
come
understand. Red Dead Redemption, you don't want to
But the
release it on
reason
there.
why, if you notice, all the Resident Evil games come out in January.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
of them.
Weird. But I can't wait for Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil, great franchise. Just skip 5 and 6.
Yeah, skip 5 and 6. Play 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, you can play 5. 5 is okay. It's decent because it gives you closure to 1. It wasn't that bad. I would give it a 7.
Just watch a
I'll
video.
give it a 6, but it's not terrible.
Watch
It's not terrible. You can play
6
it.
trash. 7
6 is not good.
brings it. So obviously a lot of our games here, it's a bunch of inspiration for Resident Evil. Resident Evil kind of established the survival horror genre. But Alien Isolation is a great pick. Evil Within is a great pick.
Great pick, man.
PT, if you have a friend, you find someone who can have it. Holler at me, I got it.
And let us know what your scariest games are. Maybe we haven't mentioned a game. Put it on the comments below and subscribe to us. We always have shows every Wednesday on different range of topics. This has been October, so it's been a lot of scary subjects.
Yeah.
So I mean, we want to continue going forward to bring different things to light with you guys that you guys enjoyed listening to. So please comment, subscribe, like, and follow us at our stuff. And thank you very much for watching. And go buy these games and play these motherfuckers in the dark with your windows closed.
Yeah, and
nobody there.
Yeah, try that. And Halloween.
And it also scares your dog.
This week, if you're watching this episode on the 31st, this night, we're going to be streaming scary games. Not sure who it's going to be, but stay tuned. I'll probably playing some of the games we mentioned right here.
I hope we stream a little bit of Resident Evil 7 VR. I'm down to meet up on Wednesday.
If the PlayStation Classic has Resident Evil or something like that with an HDMI cord, I'm getting that PlayStation Classic. Any Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 2.
It's HDMI.
Yeah.
No, I know it's an HDMI cord, but they haven't announced a Resident Evil game on it yet.
Oh.
So if it does have Resident Evil on it,
I'm pretty sure they won't. But
I probably
Hey, you know what? Hopefully this works. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you guys. Have a great Halloween.
Have a great Halloween.
Go out there,
Happy
trick or
Halloween,
treat.
Don't take your kids and check your kids' candies, please. Ain't nobody got time for no razor blades and shit.
Go out there with your kids.
And don't get
Give
drunk and
kids
get raped.
candies. Buy candies. Don't be a
I'm not buying
lame-ass
candy.
old person.
I'm not buying candy.
Buy a bag of candies.
Tell your parents to buy your candy.
Ooh.
Tell your parents to buy your candy. Not my dime, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was a good show.